Welcome to MajorTv Black Talk News, Education, and Entertainment. I am Achoti Tamar. Today is May 7, 2021, and I'm here to bring you our first episode of Jump Off Boys Make News. But before I get into all of that and how the Slave Patrol are wrapping up in this hour, do us a favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And thank you for doing so. And if you're already a loyal subscriber, thank you to you as well. Also, on the count of 3, I want everybody to give us a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Just for simply bringing you the news and the clues you can use to improve. And as Suge Avery once said, let's go ahead and get into our first story of the Jump Out Boys making news. Police release body cam video, 911 call, and Delhi officer involved shooting. This news article is brought to you by NBC. Dallas Fort Worth body cam video of 911 call audio released Friday in the Delhi police shooting of 27-year-old Ashton Pink. And I do pray I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. P-I-N-K. Pinky or Pink? Pink. Published 4 hours ago. That would be May 7th today. The Mesquite Police Department releases new video and details Friday after in the deadly shooting involving 2 police officers this week. In a message to NBC5, a Mesquite police spokesman said body cam video and 911 call audio in the Tuesday shooting of a 27-year-old man who police said charged at them while holding a knife in club would be released. The man, 27-year-old Ashton Pinky, was believed to have been involved in an assault earlier in the day at the Audubon Park Apartments in the 5800 block of Northwest Drive, according to the police news release. In the release, police said officers were dispatched to the 911 hang-up call at about 7:45 a.m., where the dispatcher heard screaming and what sounded like a struggle in the background. Officers did meet a person identified by police only as the victim, who said a man was armed with a knife. The officer went outside of the apartment where they found 27-year-old Ashton Pike on the side of the building holding a knife in a club. Police said Pike charged at the officers with both items and that both officers shot him. They contacted the suspect, who ultimately charged at them with the weapons in his hand, and unfortunately officers had to make the decision to use deadly force, and Mesquite Police Sergeant Mark Brentford. Pinky was pronounced dead at the hospital. Rest in power, my brother. Next Jump Out Boy story. Georgia judge sets October trial in the slaying of Ahmaud Arbery. A judge in Georgia has scheduled an October trial for 3 men charged with killing Ahmaud Arbery. This story is brought to you by ABC News, published today, May 7th. Savannah, Georgia. A Georgia judge Friday scheduled an October trial for 3 white men charged with murder in the slaying of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black man who was chased and shot while running in the defendant's neighborhood last year. Superior Court Judge Timothy Wormsley issued a notice stating that jury selection will begin October 18, with the trial commencing as soon as a jury is seated. Greg McMichael and his grown son, Travis McMichael, armed themselves and pursued Arbery in a pickup truck on February 23, 2020, just outside the port city in Brunswick, about 70 miles south of Savannah. A neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, joined the chase and took cell phone video of Travis McMichael shooting Arbery at close range. Next Jump Off Boy story. Judge limits footage that family can see of deputy shooting. Family members of a black man who was fatally shot in his car by sheriff's deputies in North Carolina will soon get to view more body camera footage of the incident. This article is also brought to you by ABC News and it is published today. Norfolk, Virginia. Family members of a black man who was fatally shot in his car by a sheriff's deputy in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, will get to view more body camera footage of the incident on Tuesday, but they will only be shown a fraction of the recorded footage under a judge-written ruling. Attorneys for Andrew Brown's family have expected to see the video as soon as this week after Judge Jeffrey Foster ruled from the bench on April 27 that the family would be shown the videos within 10 days. But it took the Superior Court judge until Thursday to issue the written ruling, which says the 10-day time period starts and the date with the date of the order. Passaquoddy County Sheriff Tommy Wooden II said in a statement Friday that his office has already agreed with the Browns family suggestion to show the video on Tuesday. Wooden said a specific time and location will be arranged with the family's attorney. Foster's ruling on Thursday limits what the family can see of the encounter, which occurred while deputies were serving a drug-related search warrant at Brown's home. The family will be able to view less than 20 minutes of the nearly 2 hours of video that was recorded. The portions of the video withheld are found to not contain images of the deceased and thus are not appropriate for disclosure at this time, Foster wrote. Foster's order also contained a brief description of the footage. The judge wrote that Brown attempted to flee the scene and escape apprehension and that at least one in as many as 3 officers fired their weapons into the vehicle operated by Brown. In our last Jump Out Boy story, Justice Department rule would aim to crack down on ghost guns. The Justice Department on Friday released a proposed rule that would broaden the definition of a firearm, requiring some gun-making kits to include a serial number. This was also published today. Washington. The Justice Department on Friday released a proposed rule that would broaden the definition of a firearm, requiring some gun-making kits to include a serial number as Biden administration moves forward to combat so-called ghost guns. It comes several weeks after President Joe Biden promised a crackdown on ghost guns, homemade firearms that lack serial numbers, used to trace them, and are often purchased without a background check. For years, federal and local law enforcement officials have been sounding the alarm about what they say is a loophole in federal firearm laws, allowing people who are generally prohibited from owning guns to obtain them by making the weapons themselves. Ghost guns have increasingly been turning up at crime scenes and being purchased from gang members and other criminals by undercover federal alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosive agents. The Justice Department estimates that more than 23,000 weapons without serial numbers were seized by law enforcement from 2016 to 2020 and were identified in connection with the 325 homicides or attempted homicides. It's legal to build a gun in a home or workshop, and advances in 3D printing and milling have made it easier to do so. Ready-made kits can be purchased for a few $100s online without the kind of background check required for traditional gun purchases. But under the proposed rule, retailers will be required to run background checks before selling some of those kits that contain the parts necessary for someone to readily make a gun at home. You can read more of that article on abcnews.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of the news you can use. Be sure to comment below, and if you have a story you would like us to cover, please comment to that fact as well. Don't forget to share this video, share this news out to your friends and your acquaintances, and even to your haters. If you would like to be notified of upcoming Major TV news, Black Talk news, education, and entertainment, ring the notification bell. Also, click the link in the description below to subscribe to Achoti Speaks to listen to in-depth commentary on the news topics that we bring out here affected and affected the Black community. And to help you stay dedicated and medicated on the Most High's words, join me every weekday morning for the morning dedication on Achoti Speaks on YouTube, as well as SoulJourneyOfLife.org, the Black We Speak podcast. Again, thank you for watching and listening. Stay tuned for another episode of MajorTv Black Talk News, Education, and Entertainment. I am Achoti Tamar, reminding you, as always, just be black. #Be one.